Hey friends, welcome to Technique Tuesday. I'm Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I am so glad that you are here. If this is your first time joining me, then subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you'll be notified of my next video. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Yesterday was my 19th year with Stampin' Up, and it has been a fabulous ride. Let me tell you, I enjoy their products and everything, how it coordinates. And you'll see here in a minute what I mean by that. So for today's technique, it's going to be a fault line card, and this is the card that we are going to make. Isn't that adorable? And I don't know if I can get it any closer. There you go. Isn't that just beautiful? And it looks so hard, and it's not. It's super easy to do. So let's get started with this card. There you go. And on the inside, the DSP is gorgeous, so you get both sides of the DSP. And then I just added something extra here to give it a little bit more of a wow. Make it a little bit more personalized. So here is the kit for that card. These are some of my favorite embellishments. They are the traditional sparkling sequins, and I love them. They are a low profile, so there's no extra for postage. They come in 3 different sizes, and they are so sparkly and so easy to use, but I absolutely love those. And then this paper is the Elegant Pine Snowflake DSP, and it is 12 by 12. I just love that it's got the type of things that could make it where it's a wintry card, or it could be a Christmas card, or it could be a winter birthday card. And then of course the other side, this kind of looks like, you know, when snowflakes hit the windshield or the glass and how they make the different designs. That's what this kind of reminds me of, this pattern here. And then we also have some cherry cobbler and basic white for our card base. So this is it. 3 pieces and the embellishments. That's awesome. So this is a thick piece of basic white. It is 4 1/4 inches by 9 1/2 inches, and it's been scored at 5 1/2. So I'm going to fold this over. This is a really quick card. Fold this over. And so we have this little section here that doesn't meet, but it's going to. This is going to end up down here. So to get the fault line, you need to tear towards yourself. Or you could tear away, but I tore towards myself so I could get that rough edge right there. So I'm going to start, I want to leave myself some room to do my stamping. So I'm going to start not quite halfway up, and I'm going to tear towards myself. And you keep your fingers close and you take your time. You go too fast, you can't control it. And so there it is. Here's my other piece. So I take some scissors, just the edge, I don't open them, and I just kind of like run it across there. And it just kind of roughs it up and gives it that more of a jaggedy edge, I guess is the word I'm looking for. All right, so I have that. Now I have this piece here, and that's what's going to peek out. Well, you think you have to tear this in 2 and, you know, try to fit it, but this is what you do. You take this, and you take some glue. Whoops. And I just go along that line, not too close. Now I need to clean that up. I'm going to get everything in that. There we go. All right, so I don't want to get too close. This piece is coordinating cardstock. Coordinate with your DSP. And this is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. So 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. So it's the width of your card base. Getting myself flustered here. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue right here as well. All right, and then I guess I need to lay it down this way. I'll lay it right there. Oops. Make certain that's lined up. That's perfect. So I want to make certain that and while that's drying so that when I go to tear it, it doesn't pull apart, I'm going to do some of my stamping. And I have Merry and Christmas on that one, and I've got my greenery on this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp Christmas. And I cannot, the greenery comes from the Delicate Pines. And I am sure trying to figure out no, I can't remember where the whoops. I just dropped a stamp case. It's something labels, I do believe, but I'll put it in the description below the video to let you know what stamp sets that I'm using. I forgot to write that down, completely forgot. I'll set this on top of that. I want it to adhere and not pull apart. Bring this down here, and I'm going to try to get it as straight as I can. Remember, we tore it off at an angle, so I just brought it down. I didn't flip it. I'm going to put Christmas right there. Sometimes it's hard to see it with the glare of the lights in your clear block. That looks really well. Okay, so I'm going to close this up for now. I'm not quite ready for it. And I want to open. This one is Cherry Cobbler, and I did just re-ink it because it keeps getting a weird film on it. It might be time to order a new one. Now I'm going to bring this Merry and go from the H to above the A. Looks pretty good. So, Merry Christmas. So we're finished with this one. And we're using Shaded Spruce and Cherry Cobbler because those are the colors that are in the paper, I do believe. Who knows? I might have just grabbed a green that I liked, but I'm pretty certain it's in the paper. All right, so I'll put this over here to the side because we still need it. That can dry now. So this should be, yeah, it's well adhered. So now then we're going to tear again, and we're going to try to follow that same line, but we want to leave ourselves some space. So I'm going to start, I want to crease it with my nails, but so when I get down here, I switch to underneath. And there we go. So, there we go. So I'm going to take the scissors I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just rough that up. You see how it's a little bit more frayed. All right. I want to see what it's going to look like. I think it looks pretty good. So now then, this piece is 4 1/4 by 5 7/16. So when I say 7/16, for some who do not know the measurements very well, when you go to 5 1/2, it is 1 mark to the left of the half mark. So, well, I shouldn't say left. Let me get a ruler so I can show you what I mean. So when I'm doing my ruler, I go from 1 to 5. But if you're doing, I don't know, your ruler may go the other direction. I don't know. But anyway, from 1 to 5. So this is a 6-inch ruler. And then, I don't know if I can put something behind it. Here we go. All right, so the little lines is a 1/16, and the medium lines is an 1/8, and then usually the longer lines is 1 inch and 1/2 inch. This one here only has them in 1/8 inch increments, and so we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to get 7/16. So you're going to do each one of these. I don't know if I can point it up. So there's 1/16 and 1/8. So that's 2/16, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7/16. I hope that I didn't confuse you more, but a lot of times people are like, I don't know what that means. So anyway, so I'm gonna put these together and see. Okay, so this is a little bit shorter. So if you had it at 5 1/2, you'd want to trim a little bit off, because if you put it up into this crease, it would make it go farther than the card itself. So by me taking and cutting it at 7/16, it made it where I could have my fold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make certain it's level with this bottom of the card itself. Then I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to add glue to this at the top. So once again, I'm going to put what side I want to show through the fault line, through this fault line. I'm going to put it facing up. I'm going to pick up my card and tap it down so that it's equal on the sides and is flush on the bottom. So flush on both sides, flush on the bottom. Then I'm going to make certain, I want to double check that. Make certain. Yeah, so nothing's hanging over. Then I'm going to open this up, and I'm not going to go clear over to the edge. And then I'm going to add glue here as well. I'm going to bring it down like that. And I want to set something heavy on there. Heavier. Okay, so we'll set that there so it'll stay flat. Here, put another on top. Then I'm going to glue these two pieces together as well. But I'm going to use the white one. And I have not roughed these up, so I'm going to go through. I guess you could use anything, a bone folder. I don't know what else is here, but there we go. I don't know. I'm trying to look around my desk, see if you had like a nail file, anything that could rough that up. So I'm going to add glue to this piece, and not going to go clear up to that line. Did I? Yeah, I did. I'm not going to go clear up to that line. I want it to be where it's open and kind of there's a gap, so it kind of feels like a bolt line. We're going to line this up, make it flush on the bottom, and flush on the sides again. There we go. And then now it's time to add it to the front of the card. I'm going to go along these edges, not real close, but, and then this fault line as well. I like the corners. All right. And then we're going to make that flush on the sides and on the bottom. If you don't do it in the order that I just did it, you will glue your card shut. Ask me how I know that. Well, this one doesn't have as much showing as what this one does, but that's okay. They're all different. Open it up. Something's not quite sticking yet. There we go. And you open up, and here's this gorgeous DSP. Now we're going to add our greenery down here in the bottom. And I just put it down like that. You can do it however you want. I don't put the sentiment in yet because later I will decide what sentiment, because it depends on who I'm sending it to. Some people, I put more of a sentiment in there because that's what they expect, and other people, it's like, you know, they're just happy they got the Christmas card. There we go. Not that I short them in any way, but they're not, you know, there's no expectations of anything really earth-shattering, I guess. So then we're going to open these. Set that up there. Scoot this over and bring these in. So they are little, we have medium, and we have large. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. Now I do have a problem that sometimes the gooey stays on the glitter. So I'm going to take one of the large ones. I'm going to add it right there. And then I want a medium one, and I'm just doing the green because there's a lot of red going on in this. And then let's see, got that large, medium, yes. And then here's the small. Come on. There we go. Put it there. And then there is our card. You can add other embellishments to it if you want. You could put embellishments up here. I wanted it clean and simple. And so, Merry Christmas. And then the paper, this nice red paper here. And you can like fluff that up if you want, because we didn't put the glue all the way to the edge. Show a little bit more DSP if you want. But this is what they call a fault line card. There we go. And that's so pretty and so easy, quick and easy. That's what we like. So I hope that you will give this technique a try. Like I said, it's quick, it's easy. You could be, just turning out your Christmas cards in no time. So each week I try to make a Christmas card so that by the end of the holiday season, just before Christmas, I have all my Christmas cards finished. And so this week I did Christmas yesterday, I'm doing Christmas today, and I'm not certain about the rest of the week, but Thursday I don't believe it's going to be Christmas because that's going to be my mystery stamping. So if you can join me for that, I would love to see you there. It's going to be on Facebook Live, and so just go over to my Facebook channel, my Facebook page, and it is Lisa, Creative Coach Lisa. May have my last name Fulford, Creative Coach Lisa Fulford. Right now I can't remember, I guess. But anyway, it's listed there, and it's an event that is for Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern. So I made it where it's visible for anybody on Facebook. And so you can join me. I have the clues for the mystery stamping already up on that page. I have it over on my group of mystery stamping. And so I have it in a couple different places. So hopefully you can join me for Thursday's mystery stamping. But I'm so glad that you joined me this evening for this Technique Tuesday, for this gorgeous card. I absolutely love this style of a card, and so I'll probably be making more of these in the future for different holidays or different, occasions such as birthdays, things like that. So thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, happy stamping.